There was only one more door left. Luis slowly and quietly stepped forward. He tried to see through the darkness at the end of the hall. He needed to make sure nothing was watching him. How could visibility be cut off so suddenly? Luis never seen anything like it before. He continued to take steps forward. After a few more careful and quiet steps, Luis reached the sixth and final door. Sweat began to drip down Luis's face. His nerves began to spark powerful jolts of electricity throughout his entire body. Luis lightly tapped on the door and waited. There was no answer. He tapped on the door again, this time a little louder. Still there was no answer. He waited a moment longer while continuing to look at the unseeable hall. Luis tried to open the door. Unlike the others, this door was unlocked. Luis opened the door very slowly. Once the door was parted a few inches, he knocked again. "Is anyone occupying this room?" Luis whispered through the space in the door. He put his left ear to the space, listening for anything while eyeing the hallway again. No sounds came from the room. Luis slowly opened the door further. He peeked inside the room. There was a window in this room and a door on the left side of the wall. Luis assumed the bathroom must be behind the door. He could not see what was on the right side of the room. A wall blocked his vision. Luis stepped fully into the room and closed the door behind him. As soon as he walked around the corner, horror struck Luis. A woman was sitting upright at the edge of the bed facing the wall. The woman was in an all-black dress. Luis stood there unsure if it was appropriate to continue into the room. Why was this woman sitting at the edge of the bed? Did she not hear me knock? "Hello, miss," Luis said in a polite voice, not to startle the woman. There was no response. Luis became slightly impatient. "Hello, excuse me, I do not mean to be a bother. I have a few questions to ask, if you are able." Luis said more directly this time. She did not move a single hair on her body. Why is she not responding to me? Luis decided to walk around the edge of the bed and slowly face the women. Luis noticed something very strange. It did not make sense to him. The room was abnormally quiet. The sound from the thunderstorm outside was somehow muted. The floorboards did not make any noise when they bent below his feet. Luis began to feel his heart beat faster in his chest. Just like the night before, something did not feel right. As Luis rounded the edge of the bed, he heard a noise coming from the hall. It did not sound like the low gurgled footsteps he heard the night before. To Luis's relief, it sounded like regular footsteps coming from down the hall. Could whoever it is be arriving to this room? Luis waited a minute longer. The footsteps faded. Luis returned to the woman and looked into her eyes. They were completely filled with black ink.